I can make titles now! Ah, welcome back, viewers, to another episode of Let's Play Sacred for the PC with me, Bezlonir. Allow me to begin this video by taking a drink of my generic soda. Oh yeah, let me tell you, if you want to do a good thing for yourself, develop a taste for generic
Go
soda.
on then, run!
Why spend twice the money for soda when it's really a matter of taste? You do something good for yourself. Hey, I don't know, a few weeks ago I just quit smoking, so do good things for myself. That said, I am currently looking at a water glass full as though if it were full of water, but it contains bourbon. So, you give a little, you take a little. Anyway, here we are in Porto Draco, and you may have noticed and commented to yourself upon the fact that I am riding on a horse. So this is going to be an exploration video, and once I finish blabbing my mouth in live commentary, we will go into post-commentary mode, and this video will be sped up. Noises. Unpleasant noises. Again, this guy looks like Andre the Giant to me. But the point is, okay, quickly, I discovered that exploring without a horse is a pain in the ass. So I decided to speed it up, so I'm going to stick to skills that I can use with the horse, in which I have Penetrating Arrow, which is kind of cool, fires a little green arrow. You gotta actually have a target, I think. No. Yeah, sort of. You can't really see the full effect, but you'll see it in the video. And the other main thing that I realized is a deficiency in my gear. I'll hover over everything, and I guess you can kind of see it. Keep in mind, a lot of these effects that you're seeing in blue, like each hit draws life from opponent, is coming from socketed runes and things like that I have. So this gear kind of sucks, but I didn't really understand how to gear. But I just spent about 8 hours playing a barbarian through a little further than the point that I'm at right now, and I realized something that would be enormously helpful to me, and which I don't think I have on any of my gear, is plus regeneration special move percent. So what that will do for me was it will cut down the regeneration time of these abilities significantly, like drastically, which will allow me to use a higher rank that will be more effective. Anyway, from here, we're just going to start exploring, so that's what we're going to do. And so we'll go to post commentary, and I'll talk to you later in post. Alright, so viewers, here we go with some more post commentary for some exploration. Super fantastic, expialidocious. This is my second try at doing this. The first time that I did it, my computer went into sleep mode. Halfway through, I had to splice in some additional voice commentary, and then my editing software did me the generous favor of crashing. And I was like, no! I was like Darth Vader from the end of the, and I was like, no! It was like, yes! And I was like, no! It was like, fuck you! I don't even know. So then I recorded another episode further, going on even more forward with my LP. Because there was just a couple things that I had to... what are you gonna do? Anyway, so we're going over here. Kind of just a little side quest action. We didn't have to go this way. And it doesn't, as far as I know, it doesn't really go anywhere. But I guess it's kind of neat that you can go this way. We got some, I don't know, they're not dragons. They look like, I feel like I've said this before, they look like those lizards in the old science fiction movies that they just like glue little parts on them to try to make them look like dinosaurs, and they'd be like, no, that's not a dinosaur. I took second grade. So yeah. Yep, Bezlonir once again is probably slurring his words a little bit. Either that or making a overly large effort not to do so, because I am now on my second 24-ounce can of Keystone Light. I would have been on the first. That's where I was at. When I began attempting to commentate before, but you know, so these things go. I don't know. I'm not even paying attention to what's going on screen. I'm just wondering, can I recreate the genius of what happened last time? It was just raw, man. It was just raw. You can't. It just happens. I don't know. Anyway, so I stepped in there. Realized that I already went there. It's very difficult. I can only, it's funny that I complain about this, because you have to imagine, like, what is it like for, like, actors? You're like on a set, and they're like, okay, action, and you do like this really emotional take or something, and you're like, you pour your soul into it, and they're like, that was great, let's do another take. You're like, oh god. That's how I feel here sometimes. It's just like, I did this thing in my recording and I liked it, and then the software said, fuck you, eat a dick, and I'm like, oh no, I have to try. There's not even any, like, you can't even, like, be, oh well, I'll do the same thing, I'll remember all the things that I did. That's not gonna happen. Like, I will be improvisational in exactly the same way that I was before. There really is no other choice. But a game like this, so much of the game is random. Like, what am I going to commentate on? If I didn't feel like I could just talk out of my ass, like Ace Ventura, I could, like Ace Ventura, there's an example of somebody who talked out of their ass. How about, like, one of those fucking Hieronymus Bosch guys with, like, demons in their stomach? They might talk out of their ass. Their, like, face got, like, ripped off by, like, fucking demons and, like, stapled back onto their ass, and that's, like, now you got an ass face. And so, like, on the one hand, like, a bunch of, like, an eternal flock of, like, third graders is gonna, like, taunt you forever, like, ass face, ass face, ass face. Meanwhile, your face is on your ass, and it's agonizingly held in place by, like, lemon juice coated staples, and you're like, I've got a face on my ass. And then, like, meanwhile, there's, like, also there's, like, a herd around you of, like, popular 16-year-old girls, and they're just constantly asking you, smile more, why don't you smile? And you're like, I have a face on my ass. Not just a face, but this is your face that was ripped off by demons with a rusty scythe and then surgically implanted onto your ass with rusty staples, which also, by the way, because your face was stapled onto your ass, now your ass cannot properly poop. So, what, does it come out of your mouth? No, that would be too easy. This is hell. No, unfortunately, it comes out of your tear ducts. Have you ever used Play-Doh? Use your imagination. So, that's what happens there. I don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about. I'm gonna move my mouse around a little. That was my mistake before. I was just getting all into commentating, and I'll let my computer go into sleep mode. I could turn it off. I could turn off the screensaver thing, but then I'm sure, 90% of the time I have to use my computer for normal things, so then that would probably cause my screen to die. It's called a screensaver for a reason. Gosh. What are you gonna do today? I don't know. Walk down to 7-Eleven, get some lottery tickets, hopefully quit my job. I don't know. I don't really want to do that, dude. See, I always tell people, like, because everybody's like, oh man, I'd love to win the lottery. Sure would love to win the lottery. Goddamn, I'd be able to quit my job, fire my whore wife, and I'd be able to have sex with 18-year-olds all day, just like in a Penthouse magazine. But, you know, I feel like if I won the lottery, then I would become like the Howard Hughes character that Leonardo DiCaprio played in The Aviator. I would just be like, I would have no reason to leave this one room that I would stay in. Like, apparently the room was named by BuzzFeed, so it's literally called This One Room. This one weird room that I have to stay in. So I would just stay in this one weird room, right? And I would just like look at myself in the mirror, and I would never shave, and I'd just be like, you fucking stop fucking lying to me. What are you saying? You're a fucking idiot. No, you're an idiot. And I would just get like more and more crazy. Like I would like just, or I wouldn't even order pizza. I'd like make a computer program that like automatically ordered pizza for me. That would be like the only motivation that I would have to do anything, like to program that computer program that automatically orders pizza, and then that's pretty much it. After that, I'm just like, I'm retiring. So yeah, we're up in this area. I think I actually went over here just to pass some time because it was nighttime, so I figured I'd grind for some gear. I think I talked about this in my next video too, because this is like I've recorded. As I'm burping, I want to say I've recorded 5 or 6 videos since this, and that doesn't include failed attempts at recording. So I was over here, in between your normal brigands and stuff. There's some guys over here that are like undead, and they get really good XP, but I don't know how to like find them specifically. If you want to level or just kind of bum about and see if you can find some gear, it's a good idea to find a nice open area like that and just look for champions or what, I don't know what they call them in this game, but and just do that. And I wouldn't do too much of that personally. Like when I get into big areas like that, I feel like I really jump into the generic feeling part of Sacred, the parts where it starts to feel copy pasted, because they honestly they reused a lot of resources and they spread the shit like thin in places. But at the same time, like if you can like get through those parts, then you get to another part that's like, wow, this is freaking awesome. Like the guys put a lot of attention to detail into this area. Yeah, I still don't know why I paused there. I mentioned that in my last video too. But there's another thing, like, oh, yeah, I was mentioning it in my last video, my last attempt to make this video, which is, I forgot, but, okay, so I do remember, I think in the first exploration video I made, I was talking about goodoldgames.com, but I didn't get around to explaining why I was glad that I got the game from Good Old Games. And the reason for that is when I got the game from there, it came with the soundtrack for the game, so I've been able to just pull the sound files out of there and plop them down into these videos, so I have some background music that allows me to just mute my live sound from playing and just lay down the background sound, so we don't have any sound effects. But I mean, this way we avoid any weird mousy fast forwarding sounds, and we get some music to listen to in the background. I'm not 100% sure on the sound levels. It seems to vary. I can't really nail it down. I need a proper benchmark, but hopefully the music is not fighting for prominence with my voice too much. Unless you'd rather hear the music, in which case you can probably just go find a file with the music. Why torture yourself with this bullshit? Like, don't, if you don't enjoy listening to me, why would you listen to me? I don't know. I don't have the answers to all of the questions in the universe. Now, this is despite me being ordained a minister magician of the 49th Order by the sacred cadre of squirrel rabbits. Mighty squirrel rabbits. Yeah, I don't know. What can I tell you? I'm a magician. He's a magician. Wouldn't wanna not be a magician. I don't even know. So yeah, we're still exploring around, making some progress. Oh yeah, see, this is another thing that I observed in my previous video, and I've observed it in my own playthrough. It may be a while before you can observe this, or you may have already noticed. I think we're coming upon an ample opportunity to keep the doctor away. When you explore out into the fog of war, and you just keep on going in one direction, it has a tendency to look like a wang. Yep, it pretty much generally looks like a wang. So, there's always that. If you just keep exploring, that wang just keeps getting bigger and bigger. And he just kept getting larger and larger. Yeah. I don't know, what can you say about all that? It's good times. Fast times at Ridgemont High. Some people may really like that movie and stuff, and then you're like, come on man, if you're gonna mention the movie, give me a reference. But I've only seen it once, and it was alright, you know. But I'm not really a movie reference guy. I don't know. Have I done much movie references? Probably hasn't been too many different movies. There's only a couple movies that I can remember quotes from, and then besides that, if I'm referencing a movie, I'm probably just mentioning the idea of the movie, the concept, because that's more like what I remember. I seem to recall in a random Rings of Power episode I did a Fitzcarraldo reference about being able to cross over the middle of an island while I was sailing. So, I mean, it's things like that. Apparently, in real life, the real life basis of that whole Fitzcarraldo thing, they didn't actually pull. I think they. I was watching something. They dismantled their boat, and then their Indian guides carried the boat. I'm making hand signals you can't see, so that's super T-Rex mode. Beyond the ineffectuality of tiny arms, there is invisible arms. God, invisible arms, bro, it's freaking me out, man. Yeah. So apparently they dismantled the boat, which is a little different from dragging the boat in its entirety over a hill. I don't even know what to say at this point. I'm just filling time. The unfortunate consequence, this raw footage was about an hour and a half long. It took me an hour and a half. Which should tell you something, and something that I can tell you is that in my file, at the current moment for this Wood Elf, I think I have about 18 hours played, and I want to say I've explored about 8% of the world, 8% of the game world, according to the game. and I've killed about 4,000 enemies or something. It's a little hard to differentiate between that and my, I'm not even sure now, because I've had so many videos that failed to encode, I don't know what I've actually mentioned in terms of what went into a stream, but I've been working on a wood elf that focuses entirely on the magic skills that God, that was so condescending and pedestrian in tone. But I've been working on a wood elf that focuses on the magic skills, and I've actually played further into the story, not as many total hours, but because my overall knowledge of the game has increased since I started playing this character, it's allowed me to be a little more effective and not sink resources into the wrong stuff that's not going to help me. I will say, like, if you were to start out spell-based wood elf, I see a lot of complications in it. It's not an easy thing to play. It requires a lot of patience. Oh, did you see that wang? There's a wang right there. Unfortunately, I explored some more, and it must have made it kind of cold in the area, because it looked like the wang got a little shrunk. So sorry, wang. I can only do so much for you. So yeah, the magic wood elf, a little frustrating to play, but you mainly focus on regen on spells on your gear, and then you put a lot of points into magic lore. There's some skill for reducing magic regen time, I forget what it is, and then moon magic. See, I had no idea what moon magic was before, but it's actually the best thing that you can get over most other things, because, for a magic wood elf anyway, because it reduces the casting time of your spells, and that when you first start out and you try to use spells, that's like the biggest problem, is the casting time, the animation speed. Like the vampire has this ability that's supposed to leech life from an enemy, but it takes like, oh man, it takes like 2 seconds to wind up and hit. So granted, part of this is due to the fact that I started playing my vampire on silver mode, so the enemies were harder, but like I would easily get hit for more damage than what I would even possibly be able to heal in the time that it took me to do that animation. Man, this video is just getting at this point, would it be a bad thing if my mic was off? Would it be so bad? Try it. You'll like it. Go ahead. Try it. Try it. So, Blob. Yeah, I don't remember that method. I don't remember that reference very well. We used to use it all the time back in the day. Me and a couple of my friends. It's a Space Ghost Coast to Coast reference. In the episode where there was a giant blob, and Stephen Wright was in there. He was the guest, and yeah, there was a giant blob, space blob, and it was like, so, Blob, did you hear what this other alien said about your mother? I don't remember what the other alien was, so it kind of ruins everything. But it wouldn't matter because you died. If you can look up the Space Ghost episode with Stephen Wright, do it. It's awesome. Anyway, I gotta end this episode, so this is Bezlonir signing out of another episode of Let's Play Satan. So, thanks for joining me, and yeah, I'll see you next time.